This dog's leash pulling is no joke. Something's got his attention. What is it? I'm trying to get him on his... Yes, yes, good, very good. I'm Zach George, and this is George. No relation. George has spent the last 4 months living in an animal shelter with minimal contact with other dogs or people. And it's my job to transform him from a wild and crazy dog to an incredible pet. Seems straightforward, right? Holy cow. Not getting that ball. George is a dog like I've never known before. I don't know if I can let this dog go. Let go. Yes, we did it. This might be the single greatest transformation I have ever seen in a dog that I've worked with. The hardest thing about fostering a dog, you fall in love with them. This is reality dog training. Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. It's just incredible how much you can train a dog like George in just a few days. I mean, there's still a lot to work on, but he's really starting to understand some amazing things quick. Let's see if there's anything in our PupBox that George will like. I think he's gonna like everything. PupBox is a training-centric monthly subscription box where they send you items and treats based on your dog's specific age, but this is one of the things that really makes them very different here. You get training advice that's specific to your puppy as they grow. What else do we have in here? We've got, I think he's really gonna let you. I need that to train you. What are you doing, George? We got the snake toy. This is a classic toy here. I love using this in training. He's never encountered a toy quite like this, and that's the beauty of using brand new toys like this. They can really be effective in holding your dog's attention. They have Nerf for dogs. Who knew? This is exactly his kind of toy. And you got a classic pig ear. That's good for keeping your dog preoccupied. And some high quality treats right here too. I'm actually gonna use these right now when we take our free walk. So thank you, PupBox. All of you can get 50% off of your first PupBox when you go to pupbox.com/Zach and sign up for a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription and use code ZACH. I'll have the details in the description. We're out here behind the house to do some more training outside today, and I'd love to get some aerial shots with our drone today, but I don't know how he's gonna react to that. So I'm gonna quickly introduce him to the drone. If it's too much for him, we'll just not use it. But if he seems to be okay with it, then cool, we'll have aerial shots. That's always a plus. Good boy, sir. Yes, so he acknowledged it there, but I just want to make it like no big deal. That kind of thing happens sometimes. So he looked at it and then I was like, yes, because he didn't immediately start lunging and barking at it as many dogs would. So far, his demeanor and body language is very calm. Look at me. Yes. I'm going to walk him over here a little bit closer to the drone by going here. Yes. Good job. And so here I'm just conditioning him that that sound of the drone equals a really good treat right now. Here. Yes. Good work, buddy. And so, I mean, even something like this is an actual distraction. Here. Yes. Just rewarding the attention, being very consistent about that. I mean, I'm real satisfied that he's doing great around the drone. I feel like we can move on from this. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time. Should something change, I'll let you know. But one of the things I really had hoped to accomplish today was getting out here and doing a proper free walk. A free walk is just where you let your dog explore their environment. You don't ask a lot of them. It's not hardcore training. There is some training planned for today's free walk, but in general, it's like, hey, go sniff, go explore. Occasionally, I'm gonna ask you to do something. I'll get more into that later, but good job around the drone, sir. Yes, he loves these freeze-dried treats. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. He's doing well with the drone. I'm gonna try and give him a fair amount of distance here just to give him an outlet. Dogs are smart, curious animals. It's essential that we give them an outlet to freely check out the world to the best of our ability. I mean, I know there are limitations depending on where you can live. I mean, here I'm in public, I can't take him off leash, nor would I, because he's not ready for that. But I can put him on a long lead. I can let him smell around and enjoy his environment here. I am gonna try to keep the walk generally moving. I might stop here and there just to let him check something out, but looks like he's ready to go on. There is some leash pulling going on here. I'm not too concerned with that right now because you have to kind of pick what you're really working on. Are you gonna focus on leash pulling or are you gonna focus on letting him check out the world to understand it better? And to me, that's a little more valuable for this particular training lesson. We're gonna move over to the side here and let this pedestrian pass. Hi, how are you? Good boy. All right, come on, buddy. One of the things I really want to start to formalize a little bit more with him is come when called, getting him to come to me any way that I can, quite honestly, because that's such an essential skill. I want to wait till he's in a relatively like compliant frame of mind where he's like, hey, I'm acknowledging you. I'm gonna see if that happens automatically here. I'm just gonna hang out for a minute right here. He's wanting to trek ahead. I'm avoiding, here, George, yes. Gonna reward the attention here. I'm gonna even take a few steps back on purpose here just to try and get a few extra steps of him coming to me. Happy to let him go back there. See his ears, listening behind him. George, come. I'm gonna say come while he's in the process of coming to me. Good boy, very good. Again, letting him go back to doing what he's doing. That's really important. You don't want it to be too monotonous for your dog, and you don't want to have to make them do 3 or 4 things when they come to you, not in the beginning. Be content to have them come to you here and there, then let them go back to doing their thing. We want them to have a really good association with coming to us. That's why we're so tolerant on other things when we're training that. Here he's a little distracted. Come, good boy. Did you see how I resisted saying come until he was in the process of coming to me? Very good job, buddy. Okay, that's because he doesn't know what the word come means just yet. It's really important for me to show him what that means in context. I do have to be honest with you, this dog's leash pulling is no joke. This is one of the strongest dogs I have ever worked with. When you can just hear him huffing and puffing, he's pulling off to the side. So, I mean, I am shortening the leash a little bit here just to kind of see what happens. I'm still trying to gauge this leash pulling and how we're going to approach it, but you can see he's just like straight ahead. I'm gonna let George check out these waves from a distance, of course, although, gosh, why are you pulling me so much? All right, you can see he's really on a ground scent, as you might expect. Yeah, I see. Dead sea life of some kind. I like that he didn't pick it up there, that was good. But I want to give him some exposure to the water here. This is something that is unusual, that he's probably not encountered too much of, but he's behaving really well. Something's got his attention, what is it? I don't know. He may have just shown some interest in the drone there, but good reaction. Come. So he's not quite as snappy as I'd like about coming to me when I call him, but pretty good for it being a relatively informal lesson here. I'm gonna let him smell this. It's a little more damp over here, so it's probably more fragrant. Again, just in the interest of letting him experience brand new scents wherever possible. I think he's trying to get up there. Come on, stay over here, buddy. George, come. Yes, good boy. I'm gonna give him a good treat for that one. Look at that tail. Good boy. All right, come on. You can see we've gotten many instances of him coming to me when I call him right out here, and we're not doing it over and over again. We're allowing him time to mentally recharge and enjoy his life. I'm really focused on a low stress experience for him right now. Yes. The fact that he's just walking up to me through all of that terrain is amazing. Good boy. And you might notice the environment we're working in today. This is very much by design. It's not an extremely distracting or enticing environment that would cause him to overreact to things. Oh, okay. Hey, he tried to pick this thing up that appeared to be a beer can or something at one time. Let's practice a real life leave it. Sit. Leave it. Here. Yes. Here you go. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a treat for that. Try it again. Leave it. Look at me. Come on. Yes! Very good. Nice work, buddy. So, I mean, that's how you work on real life leave-its in a variety of situations. That was a very good example. Sometimes just taking an extra 30 seconds to zoom in on a real life leave-it where you pick up the item, you remind them, hey, leave-it applies to this too, not just dog treats when we're doing a training exercise. Do you want to teach him a trick? Sit pretty. I usually call it beg for a boy. Is that sexist?
I think George gets to pick what he wants to call it.
George, do you identify as a sit prettier or a beggar? I think we'll go with sit pretty. Why not? Let's break protocol. So he knows the prerequisite, sit. Good. And I'll go ahead and get him warmed up, give him a treat for sit, even though he knows that, just to get him in the right mindset. I'm using some chicken here. And sit pretty, basically, is just where you teach your dog to sit up like this. Let's see, like this.
Oh, that is pretty.
Thank you, sit. You remember last time we talked about lure training? This is also lure training. I'm gonna let him know I've got the treat. Look how I'm gripping it. I've got kind of a chunk of chicken here, and I'm gripping it like this so that I can slowly feed it out. Your leave it looks good, sir. Is that adorable? Yes! And so anytime he moves these feet, I'm gonna go ahead and release a little bit of that chicken, see? Yes, just any effort. Although I can see he's never done this before, so it's gonna be clumsy. Yes! Spoke too soon. Okay, good. I don't wanna reward him when his butt comes up off the ground. The idea is that his butt stays on the ground. Yes, good. And right there, I'm happy to let him grip my arm. Man, you are heavy. And balance, and I'm just gonna let him enjoy this chicken right here as he holds this position. But you can see his hips right here are supposed to balance him. Yes, good boy. Ow. Boy, he takes treats rough. If I give him the treat like this, you can see, ouch, my whole finger goes inside his mouth. See that? You see how and he's like a little clampy there. But if I'm gripping it like that and just showing him a little bit, look how much lickier he is. See that? But there's still some nibbles that happen in there. He's not breaking skin or anything. He's doing pretty well, but it can still hurt a little bit. I mean, it is something you need to address, but once they get it, they tend to get it in my experience. Good boy, you're doing, yes. And even though he didn't come up all the way that time, I still want to go ahead and acknowledge that you're on the right track. Yes, good. Yes. Came up all the way, but he's trying, so I chose to reward that time. I mean, he just started really learning how to interact with people 4 days ago. So, sit. See, sometimes he doesn't seem to, I shouldn't have treated him there. Sometimes he doesn't really sit very readily when I'm on the ground. I think if I stand up, George. Yes, sit. See that? He's more likely to listen to sit when I'm standing up like this. Yes. And so the next step of this, and this is premature, is to get him less dependent on holding my arm. Sit. Good. Yes, I'm gonna reward on sit, just so I keep that around for a minute. Here. Yes, good. The moment he comes up, I'm immediately pulling the treat away. Good. So the positioning of the treat is so important here. He hasn't found his center of gravity yet. I don't think I have either. But you really want to keep it at just the right height here so that they don't stand up on their hind legs. So I guess, notice the hand movement here. I'm using his nose, and right there, I'm really gripping it, so he's having to work for every little millimeter of that chicken. Good. But he's gripping on here, like that's, here. I'm trying to get him on his, yes, yes, good, very good. Did you see he held it for just a little bit longer there without any help from me? Those are the moments I really want to communicate to him that I like. Yes, not bad. So I'm gonna try to discourage him now from grabbing onto my arms, and I'm gonna get my arm out of the way and see if I can get him accidentally holding that position for a second. Yes, good. A little late on my mark that time, but that's okay. Hey, George. Yes, he's trying. I mean, he is trying so hard. You can see, he's like, all right, is this right? Almost. Sit. I know. He's like, what was wrong with that one? I don't get it. And so it's a fine line here. You want to be very careful not to overwhelm your dog with requests here and get them frustrated. I think I need to find a reason to keep the training session a little more upbeat for him. Got a jogger coming by. This will be interesting. Gonna hold a short leash just in case. Actually, he's probably gonna be thrown off. Hey, good, it's okay. Oh, you're fine. I probably should have prepared George better for that. He got a little startled by a jogger coming up over here. Let's see how well he recovers though. Sit. Pretty good, pretty good. He's demonstrated to me that he's recovered by holding that sit. And that guy's not very far away either, so that's pretty good. Good recovery, buddy. Back to, yes! I'm not saying sit pretty, again, because he doesn't know what that means. Yes! Very good. I'm gonna see if I can keep this going. Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
What is happening?
So pretty.
Good. Yes. Yes! Good. You can see how he's about to topple over there. That's what I'm talking about with the muscle memory. It almost seemed to help for me to be like standing up but a little hunched over right here. He seems to respond a little better, at least for this particular skill. Notice his butt though, right there. I don't think he's really gonna be able to balance there. So I wanna set him up for success here. And see, that's much better. Look at that sit. That's an easier butt to balance on right there. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Here we go. Yes! Little late. Did you see? I said yes, but it was as he came up. That's trainer error right there. I really want to do my best to say yes when he's doing exactly the thing that I want. That's our goal, to try and mark precisely when our dog is performing the action we're teaching them. And that takes practice, and no one will ever be perfect with that. But we can all try, right? I'll be honest with you, I have no idea if we're gonna finalize this trick in this series or not, because it does usually take 2 or 3 weeks of a dog learning how to balance to really learn how to hold that position. But who knows? He's defied all odds in more ways than one so far. It's such a delicate lure too. You gotta feel that out with each individual dog. Sit. Good. Yes. Yes, okay, good work. I think that was a great one to end on. We got a microsecond of sit pretty. I'm feeling great about that. I don't want to burn him out on it, so I'm gonna give him a break. Buddy, you're doing so well. Can you believe this dog has been sitting in a shelter for 4 months? Amazing dogs like this are just a dime a dozen in shelters. They are everywhere. I hope we can get him into the right foster home or find him a new home or something, because he cannot go back to the shelter. He is way too bright and way too promising. He's already walking a little bit better, which I like. That goes to show that a nice long walk paired with some training that stimulates his brain and body a little bit can be very satisfying to him. Hopefully he'll take his mid-afternoon nap. All right, just let the 2 dogs out to burn some energy off and play here. The nurse is really trying to get George to play chase. She clearly is the better at this game. George has his talents though. Running circles around you, George. Metaphorically speaking.
When our house looks like this, that's how you know we're filming a dog training series again. How does this happen? It's like we have an infant or something.
It's a lot of work, and you gotta get a dog listening to the basics in a short period of time.
Good boy, George. We're gonna teach you how to clean up next. I'm just a neutral observer, guys. I'm not training you. You sweet boy. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. It's very cute, though. Are you enjoying Zach's bed? Oh, man. I make my bed, guys, just saying.
Buddy. No. I appreciate your restraint because I know how much you love that. Redirect him. Now you're on the furniture. See, I made my bed. He just unmakes it.
I have evidence that it was not made. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Are you a pillow bumper?
I think he might be, and I wouldn't sleep with that pillow anymore.
I agree with that. I'm gonna put him in this crate. He's a little wound up. I thought he was gonna take a break, but I'm gonna encourage him to go in his crate voluntarily, throw a chew in there. Very good about his crate training so far. I wanna show him what I want him to do instead of saying, don't do that. But don't do that. What do you think? You ready to take a nap? Looks like you're tired to me. Look at those tired eyes. You're looking smarter.
Andy's just being good.
Excellent. Sleeping in the She's going to sleep. This is the greatest series I have ever made, or we have ever made, I should say.
What about George?
Well, we're only 3 days in, but it definitely has potential as a series. So
He's being so
They're all their
good.
own individual stories, you know? Each dog has a story.
And as predicted, he is definitely taking a nap. I still have a lot of training to do with him today though, so he's not getting off that easy. But I think we should let him recover a little bit. In the meantime, get 50% off your first PupBox when you sign up for a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription by going to PupBox.com/Zach and using discount code Zach. Subscribe to this channel, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and get a copy of both of my books too. I'll have all of the links in the description of this video. Next time, George's fear of strangers continues. Buddy, it's okay, it's okay. In fact, the barking is getting a little bit out of control. I'll see if I can make any progress on this let go issue, plus teach him my absolute favorite thing to train just about any dog. The next episode is a must watch.